Hi, I'm Parker.
And I'm Tim.
And this is the Rage Podcast, where today we are going to do... Tim has no clue what we're going to be talking about. So this is all kind of coming from me, and we're going to have Tim's reaction.
Yes, so I'm proving that I have no fear, so I wonder what I'm reacting to.
So today's topic, or basis of discussion, will be upon a movement that is near and dear to my heart called the Birds Aren't Real movement. Now you may be asking, what is that? Because it's a fairly small thing, kind of starting
Did you
out.
say birds aren't real?
Birds aren't real.
Okay.
So, and I'll answer all the questions.
I hope so.
Okay.
I have many.
So the whole movement started in maybe the early 2000s after discovering that President Reagan killed close to 1 trillion birds, okay?
Okay.
And there's video evidence. The government released these pictures. Now, why would the government want to kill all these birds? No.
My first question.
Exactly. For video surveillance all over the country.
Okay.
So, you know, there's several categories. So seagulls are classified as Coast Guard surveillance, okay, because they're along the coast.
Okay.
Your robins are the inland. And hummingbirds actually... this is real. I'm not making this up. I know it sounds crazy.
Are you 100% sure?
But this is like hummingbirds are assassination drones, is what they're called. Because of that sharp little beak they have, they're programmed right into the temple and die.
It must be all of these bird-related fatalities.
I'm not making any of this up.
Okay,
this is genuine.
I'm assuming you're going to put links in the description, right? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Okay.
This is genuine.
This may be the last time I don't know what the topic is when we do one of these. Okay.
So President Reagan, during his presidency, killed all these birds and replaced them with spies. Okay. Now the saying goes is that the birds work for the bourgeoisie. What is the bourgeoisie? Half of America doesn't know, but if we're going off what it really stands for, it was the middle class during the French Revolution. Okay. How does that have anything to do with birds? Your guess is as good as mine.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
So I mean, this is a genuine thing where people realize, you know, birds are not real. Now, not every bird is a video surveillance, but majority of the birds you see are watching you.
So the birds are spying on us.
The birds are pretty much like the cameras. Like what I'm talking into right now, that is a bird. It could be a bird.
I can't tell you how sorry I am we didn't bring my tinfoil hat over here.
Right?
Yeah.
You are sorry.
Yes, yes. So the birds are not real. I had no idea this was a thing.
Now the thing is, why are birds allowed to sit on those electrical wires all day long? And this is
you're talking like the run along the road electrical wires?
So that's physical proof, my friends.
That birds sit on electrical wires?
Birds sit on electrical wires,
okay.
Therefore they're video surveillance drones. That's how they recharge.
That's a pretty amazing step we've taken there. So what you're saying is because they don't die sitting on those wires, is that the thing?
That's recharge. The recharge is in the claws.
Oh, so it's like a battery charger technology we didn't have in the 80s. Got it. Okay.
And well, you may be thinking, well, I've seen plenty of dead birds on the ground, and if someone sees, you know, a bird that's like a camera, they'd obviously report something or like that. Well, we're dealing with the U.S. government,
who I hope is not watching this video. Okay.
Clearly, government technology, you can make anything look like a camera, okay? Even during the Reagan presidency, you may think, well, that was back in history. No.
Yeah, okay. All right.
So if we're going off of, and I mean, let's be honest here, the government has this big agenda of these bird spies. Somebody finds a bird spy, obviously...
Okay.
Probably get nicked.
Okay,
you know?
so yeah, to find one would blow the cover on this entire operation.
So once you try to find one, you're dealing with the U.S. government at that standpoint.
Okay, so I'm just curious, who is the government wanting to keep tabs on through these bird spies?
Us.
Okay, so all of us. Okay.
Everyone is being watched after by these birds.
Okay, so these birds are I'm assuming kind of a hive mind. They're sending information back through the telephone wires.
Underground in Nevada is a campus.
Okay.
That has video surveillance of all the birds in the U.S. Now,
is there a reason why you opened this window before you started
I am constantly looking out there for birds.
Okay, because I'm waiting for a bird to crash into this window right now. So okay.
A hummingbird because it's going to be the assassination drone.
Okay. I just want you all to know we're going to upload this video. Should something happen to Parker or I, don't believe anything you hear about it. It's probably fake.
delete the video, making
Yeah,
sure you
delete
never
the video
watch
and
it.
never watch it again. Yeah, don't leave a like or anything because I'll be after you. So,
But I mean, this is a serious thing that
Okay.
people out there have faith in and
okay,
belief in.
do these people also do things like, I don't know, live in their parents' basement when they're 40?
Some
Okay,
may
so,
possibly.
some may do that. Okay, all right, just wanted to make sure.
Now, so there's a leader of the group, but this has been known forever. Okay,
Okay.
if we're this,
All right.
I'll tell you. I'll give you a little history to this.
All
So
right,
obviously,
I'm very
we have
curious.
I told you the movement didn't start until early 2000s. Tim, when was
Okay.
Reagan's presidency?
In the 80s.
In the 80s.
Yes.
So how did this now finally
So
start
it took,
taking off?
13 to 20 years to get going? Is that?
The
Okay.
hit TV show The Office,
Oh, no.
which the government uses to brainwash its citizens.
Okay, I've actually seen The Office, and I don't find that to be that hard to believe.
Okay.
Yes.
So in that they do a little segment where Dwight Schrute, who is the realest one on The Office, says that the birds work for the bourgeoisie. And he specifically says Reagan killed all the birds.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Now, you can take that. I find that to be hardcore evidence that the birds,
Just to
Are
be clear, you're
spies.
talking about hardcore evidence from The Office, right? From the TV
Yeah.
show The Office?
which the government uses to manipulate its citizens.
Okay. If you've ever seen an episode of The Office, I think you'll know what Parker's talking about. So there
You
go.
are either awake or you are a sheep of the government if you watch the Office.
Apparently, those are your only two choices. That's how we're dividing people. We're sorry
You're
there's not a
either-
third option.
You're
So-
either brainwashed by the government or you're the most knowledgeable person.
or you
about the
enjoy
government.
just enjoy The Office too.
No, no, there is no in
no,
between.
that's not an option. Okay. So all right. So we've all decided now that we're all part of a great government conspiracy that started in the '80s and is now grown under the Obama administration. I'm assuming for the 2000s.
It's only growing.
Has grown into this vast spy network of different kinds of birds. I'm sorry, I thought it would sound more offensive than that, but and now so they're flying around and sending back information. Now I'm just curious, what do all these people think that they're doing with the information they're getting from this video observation? What do you think they're doing with it?
Perfect. So just like I
Okay.
mentioned, how there's only two options of people who watch The Office.
Okay, yeah.
The government. You know why the government is why? Why do you think that TV show is so popular compared to any other TV show?
Because it's the least bad of all of them.
Least bad?
It's
No,
pretty-
because the government is putting stuff in the water,
Oh
brainwashing us
yes,
to
of
enjoy
course
the
the water
Office.
would have to be spiked. I got it. Yeah.
So obviously,
That's why I drink bottled water.
so now that is the big thing.
Mm-hmm.
So this rapidly popular TV show that practically every American citizen
Yet
has
no one
watched.
understands. But go ahead.
Now, so the government has subliminal messages in there that makes you become, the sheep. Now, you can either watch all of The Office and be enlightened, or you just become a brainwashed sheep.
Or take the third option where you pray a lot and wear your tinfoil hat.
And so therefore, what are these birds doing? The birds are probably watching us right now.
Yeah.
Because it's all about government control. The government wants you to think we only have so many cameras. Big Brother can only see so much.
Yeah. Here you thought they run banks and intersections. Now they're flying through the air.
They are in your homes. They're in your backyards.
Mm-hmm.
They are.
Yeah. If you have a pet bird in your house, the government's going to be knowing things
And
about
let me tell you this: how many homes do you see with a bird feeder?
So you're literally now inviting the
You're-
problem into your front yard.
It is too many of us are sheep.
Okay. Dad, I know you're watching this, and I'm not very happy with the fact that the first half of my life was now being observed by the government through this program. I thought you were more of a conspiracy theorist than that, Dad. You kind of let me down on that one. So, all right.
But so I mean, we gotta be honest here. We have these bird feeders, and why? Why is it birds? Where's squirrels? Where's all the raccoons? Why do we hate raccoons?
Well, they don't have cameras in their heads, so they got that going for them.
Because the government makes us hate raccoons.
Yeah, it's not because they dig in our trash.
There is no reason to why we should love birds so much where we put these feeders in
That's
our
true,
yards.
because, think about that. They poop wherever they want.
Exactly.
I mean,
You ever
yeah,
wake
why-
up in
why-
the morning and see
Why
a
would we
car?
like those? Yeah, you're walking around and all of a sudden you're like, oh, yuck. Yeah.
I mean, why is that other than that the government has manipulated the people?
And we do have scientific evidence for this, because some of the prevailing theories out there are that the dinosaurs actually became birds. So they've
Exactly.
already had a mass mutation once. So now they're simply mutating into agents of the government taking pictures of us and spying on our private lives.
And now you're going to
That's
go
a perfectly logical step to take.
You're going to go outside probably after watching this.
I don't know, will you? Let's see.
And you're going to realize that there's 1,000,001 birds flying around in just the city of St. Mary's. Mm-hmm. And you're going to probably see one dead on the road. Mm-hmm. And I hope with your curiosity that you will go out there and inspect this dead bird.
For God's sake, don't do that. Don't do that.
And you will see organs, and you will see what looks to be
And it's all part of the ruse.
And it is. Mm-hmm. And it is. Because, well, let's think about the knowledge and power that the U.S. government has. You don't think we can make a camera look like a living bird? Or a dead bird?
I'm going to be honest with you, I don't think that, but that's okay. I'll just be a sheep.
There are sheep, and there are people who watch The Office.
We really wish we had better options for you, but apparently, since birds have told us, let us in on this secret, that's what we got.
You either are enlightened, or you are sheep after watching The Office.
There you go.
And so, with that being said,
yes.
watch what you do, because there's 1,000,001 birds everywhere.
Yep. And it's being apparently journaled and kept somewhere. It's some kind of great, vast conspiracy. But now that we've had this entire discussion that I did not know we were going to have, I'm thinking, how weird is it that we can have this conversation, and there's a lot of conversations people are having out there that sound just as ridiculous that we actually have.
And people take it seriously.
Take it seriously, friends. It's scary.
It is. This is so. All right. So are we gonna?
Yeah, please. Okay. Yes. Let's get to the point.
Let's get to the point here.
Yes.
So this whole conversation that I just gave you is the whole birds aren't real movement is a serious thing. In the society that we live in, we no longer can know if this is a joke or if this is reality.
It probably started out as a troll at some point, and then now there's a bunch of people around there who actually think that birds are spying on us.
It started out as a troll via The Office. Dwight Schrute says Reagan killed all of the birds in the 80s and replaced them with government spies. It was, and if you've ever seen The Office, it's a hilarious, TV show, and they make up random garbage stuff.
Yeah.
But one guy, found that to be hilarious, and then makes this whole birds aren't real movement and everything. And now we have some people who truly are believing that birds aren't real.
Because they read it on the internet.
And so now we have this big break, and I think this is where a lot of trouble will come in the future for us. Is now that we have this thing called the birds aren't real movement, and
what's next?
And people take this as reality. What is going? And then, so here I am, and I laugh. Mm-hmm. And then I offend somebody. And in the world we live in right now, once you offend somebody, it's practically like cursing out their mother.
Yes,
and
worse.
And worse than that, So now that we have this, and they say they were offended because I said that birds weren't real.
Yeah, how long till it be is we have hate speech about whether or not birds are real or not, And that's where these things start, It starts out with a couple of people who have a crazy idea, and then it just snowballs from there.
And that's literally all of society. Like, if we can...
and look in the midst of this video we've just shot. I went from, Parker, this is the most ridiculous thing, and you never get to pick a topic again, to going, maybe they have a point. Just in this video, because that's the world we live in. So much dispelling of truth goes on out there. It just makes everything goofy. And we're allowed to question things that shouldn't be questioned, and we got to take for on absolute fact things that ought to be questioned, and it makes things crazy to the point that now I'm going hitting birds out there. Yeah.
There's several passages in Scripture that say beware of false teachers.
Yes.
Beware, and I don't think that only means as in the church teaching and someone manipulating it to work for the devil, which is the case in some situations, but it's way smaller than that.
Yeah.
It's
way more subtle than that.
If you gave me enough time, I could probably make majority of you watching this believe that birds are real if I lied hard enough.
Yeah. And we're convincing enough.
And that's the problem, is the human brain operates like that. Mm-hmm. It becomes, this person has some facts, mm-hmm. which aren't facts at all, mm-hmm. and then you believe these things. And it won't just be birds. This was a kind of a lighter topic.
Yeah, right.
But look at things in our society where we are being told that it's this way or the highway.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to believe this or you're a hater or whatever. And there's a lot of judgmental that goes in with that. And And that's the thing is when you get a bunch of people who are very passionate about a thing and they put the presentation out there. You know, we say birds aren't real. I'm hoping most of you saw through that as quickly as I did. But how many things out there now are we claiming? And again, we're not going to get any specifics because I don't need that much hate mail this week. But all the things out there that we've always accepted as real that are being questioned now, and all the things now we look at and go, I'm not sure about that we have to take as absolute fact. That becomes a significant problem because, especially for young people, it really becomes an issue where you have somebody who is speculating about something and then it becomes accepted fact, and we change definitions, we change the way words are used, we change what words mean. It gets to be really scary after that because we don't have any way to talk to each other.
Our nation, in our world, is at an alarming rate of whatever. Once you think of it, it becomes reality.
Mm-hmm.
So
my perception is reality.
You know, perception is reality. So
it's
once I believe something, or once I think, no, not believe. Once I think of something, it is reality.
Mm-hmm. And the problem with that is there's a lot of reasons why. In fact, I just had this experience this week. I had to have a medical test on Monday, and one of the things they had to do for the test was sedate me. While I was sedated, I had a dream that my arm got bit off by an alligator. You know, I seriously, when I woke up, I actually was like, oh, thank God, because that stuff messes with your head. But it wasn't real. But it sure seemed real in the moment, and if I don't take time to question whether or not there really was an alligator in this doctor's office, who knows? Maybe alligators aren't real, or maybe they are. I mean,
it's a matter of truly wake. Like, I hate using the term woke, but if I were to ever use the term woke, this is what it means. It's to understand the lies and the falsehoods compared to the truth.
Yeah, okay. But where's the truth coming from is the question.
That is what is wokeness in honestly a conservative mindset in what's going on in the world.
Yep.
Where is the definite truth at?
And where do you get it? Yeah. That's very important because if you just say it's what I feel or it's what I think today, then maybe birds aren't real.
Because Tim can't have his truth and I have my truth. Mm-hmm. Truth is truth. It's nothing. It's there. It's set in stone.
Yep.
It's not like Tim has this sort of truth and I have this sort of truth. That doesn't exist. That conversation doesn't exist.
You can have opinions, but they're not. I mean, and the fact that you have those opinions is true that you have them, but doesn't necessarily make them reality. You have to have some kind of litmus test or something to put them up against to see if they're true. Parker and I would argue that's scripture, but you got to have something. And
we have to understand how serious that the word truth is. Mm-hmm. Truth, when you say something is truth, it has to be true.
It has to be able to be demonstrated.
Truth doesn't. I mean, not to sound like Ben Shapiro, but facts don't care about your feelings.
Yeah.
Okay, truth doesn't need any feelings. It is no feeling. It is there. It's boom.
And we can not like that, and we can be upset about it, but it doesn't change it.
It's life.
So, all right. Wow, we got a lot of distance out of a very bizarre topic. So, please, just in closing up, please do not go out and examine the bodies of dead birds.
Unless you're a sheep.
I'm perfectly willing to chance that one, but yeah. So, yeah, just be careful where you get your truth from. I think that's the point of this episode. Be careful where you get your truth from, because you get your truth from an unreliable source, or you get your truth from one place where it might come from someplace else and be different tomorrow. That's not truth.
Yeah,
truth is foundational.
It's a matter of finding it yourself.
Yeah.
You can't always, because you want to know where those wolves in sheep's clothing come from. It's from when you only get information and knowledge from other people around you. You gotta. I mean, that's the whole thing of life. Is if you want to know something, if you want to be, know what's going on, you gotta find it yourself rather than relying on somebody else telling you.
I mean. And this goes all the way back. I mean, Jesus was crucified because he refused to say what the people wanted him to say. So, it goes way back. So, anything more you want to say about that?
I'm good.
And...
Don't be sheep.
Don't be sheep. And remember, birds of a feather flock together. Something like that. Hey, guys, have a good week.